Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Today is Thursday, March 10th, and wild and wacky day in the market today, that's for sure. We'll take a look at the hourly a little bit, but for now, we're just going to start with the daily on the SPY. Um, but we've had an epic week. If you follow my trades, we are 15 for 16 green, and only one was under 100%. The rest were all over 100% gainers. So outstanding week so far. We had a couple at 300%. If you want to follow my trades on WhatsApp, just click on the link that'll be on this video, and you can join up for a month and see how you do. You can track us and see what's going on there, and you can follow the charts along with it, and you can get a great understanding of where I'm looking at and why I'm trading what I'm trading for options. So the options have been fantastic. So let's take a look at SPY here. And SPY had an epic day today. It went up, it went down, and it went back up again. That's pretty much what took place. It had a 6-point swing today. Dow had a 600-point swing today. So pretty good. Makes it great for the options. As you can see here, we did close underneath the 100 on the daily, which is great, and it has broken the uptrend line that was currently in place. Even if you lower this down to this the wicks itself, and you can see where the resistance came in when we made that spike up today, and also you had more resistance here with these two candles. So it broke it here, acted as resistance here, and then acted as resistance here. I mean, it's really in a tough situation here where it's trying to regain this the trend line, and it's just not happening yet. Not saying it's not going to continue, because I just don't know yet. We'll have to see what happens, but typically when you break these trend lines, it's just a matter of time before something snaps. Here's our gap at 194.37, and you can see the middle Bollinger Band is there. We also have the 186 gap, and then the lower trend line, which comes down to right about 180. If you figure out where it's going to drop from there, you can see your stow has just crossed down. Your slow stow is starting to pick back up again, only because of that big buying that came in the afternoon. Closed green relative strength index is hovering up in the top zone, and that's about it for this right here. I mean, it's mixed right now. I think we'll know more tomorrow, but you can see today, same thing. Came into the resistance area, upper Bollinger Band, came all the way down to the lower Bollinger Band, and then came back up again to the middle, broke the middle Bollinger Band here. Your relative strength index kicked back up. It's sitting at 53. Your slow stow is just about at the top, and you're just deciding here on what's going to happen with the stow. So you can see it's just a rotation, upper Bollinger Band, lower Bollinger Band, and then maybe upper, and then back down again before one of these sides breaks. But as you can see, you had this high here, and now you had a lower high here. It couldn't even come up and break over that with the Mario news today. So it is what it is, and we'll have to see tomorrow. So let's take a look at IWM. They're pretty much all the same. IWM came in the Russell, but it does have, it's crossing down to the downside. It's getting ready to pull back. Looks good for a pullback. A lot of little gaps down here at 96. 95 in that area, so keep an eye on that. You can see your trend lines in place right now. So it is what it is until it isn't. That's my term. And right now it's in a downtrend, and until it breaks over these candles, over this trend line, then we are staying in the downtrend pattern, and it's just that simple. We do have an upper gap right here that you should be well aware of. It's sitting right about there, but it didn't make it on this time. It's had one heck of a run from here all the way up to here, and now typically what happens, they come to the lower side of this box and they get their gaps. So IWM could be a nice trade. We can look at the Qs too. The Qs look good. They had a big move, and same thing, and this is the daily, and you can see it sold off and bounced back up again, but you get the 50 and the 100 sitting right here. You got a nice cross to the downside, but you picked up a little bit here to level off on that bounce with the middle Bollinger Band on the daily. Saved it. The 50-day actually saved it. So you can see, and we have these little gaps down here that need to be at 7.2. So we've had a nice little move on this one. Look at NASDAQ real quick. And NASDAQ looks good. Same thing. We have the lower gaps down here that need to get filled. You get the regular stow crossing down, RSI coming down. You get a little bit of resistance right here in the middle. And once that breaks, then it's going to head south. So I think Monday, Tuesday is going to be a pretty big down day. But we have to be aware that there are also gaps sitting up higher on all these charts too. and that's really important to take note of. You get some nice gaps on these on the upside and the downside, but you've had the parabolic move to the upside, so there's going to be some consolidation. The only issue that I have on all these charts, the same thing, is the uptrend line has broken and now is acting as resistance. So, not saying it can't come up here, but it's going to have to get some legs. But if it doesn't break this here tomorrow or the next day, then plan on this coming back down. So that's pretty much it. You can look at the Dow also. It just looks the exact same. But the Dow had a little more resistance here at the 50 and then at the 200. Couldn't get going over that. I mean, it closed lower than these three candles here. Uh, your Stowe's crossing and your stochastic, your slow Stowe is starting to come down also. So it really looks like it's going to be coming down, and they're giving it up. Some big volume today in the market didn't really do anything. So, this resistance right here is quite a bit. You have the 200 and you have the trend line. So, unless we get some heavy, heavy buying, we are going to be pulling back pretty nicely. Okay, PCLN also real quick, because that's always a fan favorite. We've done very, very well with that this week. Had a heck of a bounce today. We're going to drop this down to the hourly. You get some confusion here. Your relative strength index has been cruising along the top for about a week now, and it hasn't broken out to the upside. There's not much room to get up to this 1400 gap. I do expect this thing to drop back down pretty heavy at some point here. Your Stowe is just trying to get back down again. If you look at the hourly here, it looks a little bit different. Your hourly did the same thing. We had this parabolic move to the upside, then we hit up here and we went to the downside, and now here we are back up to the upside. Met a little bit of resistance in this area. That's going to be the candle right there. Sorry. So this will be the resistance candle right here, based off of these two wicks right here. So if it does pop up tomorrow, if not, we're going to drop right back down. And if we get back down, we're going to hit this trend line, and depending on what it's going to do, it's either going to act as support or come down and get this 1274. But usually you get an upper to the lower, but you had that triple bottom in place, and that's where it held a little bit there. So we could be going up a little bit in the morning and then back down again. So it should make for an interesting Friday. A slow stow's just about done on this one, and that will be fantastic. A little lower of a time frame, just so we have that idea. Here's what we're looking at on the 30. This is fantastic because these three candles, we couldn't get any higher all the way up to here. You can see it's starting to cross down. So in your slow stow starting to cross down, that means we are going to get a pullback. We should get a two candle pullback. So it looks like tomorrow morning, based on what I'm seeing right now, is we're actually going to open down. I'll look at the 15-minute. Same thing. We met the resistance. All right, couldn't get over that. Great. So it looks like we're going to come down to the 1280, 1274 tomorrow morning, and it could make for an interesting afternoon, moving to the upside. And if we look at SPY, we might be able to see the same thing in the 15-minute. Yeah, it couldn't get over it on three candles, which is fantastic. Okay, had a big move to the upper Bollinger Band. Usually comes down to the lower Bollinger Band here. Okay, good. All right, so it looks like it's going to be a downside move tomorrow morning, maybe for the first 2 hours, and then probably pull up after that or keep selling off. Who knows? It was a crazy day today. You could see this. I mean, we came down here after the high, and came all the way down to this point, which was about $3.80, and then we came all the way back up again, to another 260. So parabolic move here. It's great when the Bollinger Bands spread like this. So, and that's where you get those moves, and it makes a lot of money. So it looks like we're going to open up red tomorrow, maybe for the first hour. And from there, we'll probably head back up, depending on where we end up over here. If we can hold the support. If not, we're going to go a little bit lower. But join us in the live chat room. That's free. Just go to milestonecapitalgrowthportfolio.com, become a silver member. Just go to the join us page and become a silver member. If you want to follow all my trades, we've done 15 this week. All of them are over 100% or more, except for one. And we only had one red one, and that week's not over yet. So hopefully we'll close that out, being nice and green. So try us out for a month before the price goes up. It's $250 a month. And if you want to try us out for the month to see, check it out, make sure you do that. Get WhatsApp, and you'll get all my trades sent directly to your phone before I make my entries. Okay. This is Matt over at Milestone. Have yourself a fantastic night.